Does any other member of the public have anything to add for public recognition?
I guess that's me. I'm Jose Camacho. I'm a member of Friends of Smith Cove and Rock the Block. I'm kind of here in those two capacities. I'm a Puerto Rican. My parents are economic refugees from Puerto Rico. It's a nation that has been colonized and gaslighted by my fellow Americans. And I don't appreciate when the legal process is tampered with by corrupt officials, because that means I'm not safe. I've given the mayor and DCD and the city copious notice that this town bent so far over backward for Southwest Group that it broke the law, vitiated the Shoreline Management Act, and it intends to carry that forward into the comprehensive plan. In response to a year of my complaints, the mayor has installed Wesley Arthur Larson's partner into the Planning Commission. Jack Paauw doesn't belong there. This is my assertion that that whole scenario, that fiasco, making the Planning Commission into a kangaroo court, is a violation of the appearance of fairness doctrine. Now, there are specific S&P provisions that make the shoreline a cash cow for Southwest Group and other members of the realtor developer cartel in this town. So the rigging of the Evergreen Pointe is a roadmap for it. If you want to know what happened, there are Public Record Act requests I made, which are now open for anyone to grab onto. They're public. The rigging is both Map E and it's day-to-day permitting decisions, which DCD made, in which they just flouted Merkel versus Port of Brownsville, the exemption statute. They just ran roughshod over that to make sure that they delivered a special favor for Southwest Group. The other thing, I've been homeless. I understand that. I've slept on the ground. I've used the bathroom outside. For years, Rock the Block, I'm thinking of Joslyn right now.
30 seconds.
Have begged for portapotties. Still hasn't happened. Money has been preened about, applauded, kudos, and nothing becomes of it. $100,000 was given to Mayor by Chris Tibbs. I did a Public Record Act request. Nothing. There's no record of it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Housing. So additional measures and housekeeping. The Design Review Board. So the Design Review Board process relates to preliminary project design within the downtown subarea plan and Harrison Heights subarea plan. Both proposed alterations would transition the building permit from a Type 2 to a Type 1 permit. A Type 2 requires public comment and a potential appeal. A Type 1 permit does not. The current Design Review Board process includes a conceptual design conference that is a required public meeting and a response conference, which is also a public meeting. For a development to get from the conceptual design response public meeting, response public comment meeting, and then the building permit leaves a lot of uncertainty for that development to actually come to fruition that late in the process. Thus, we're proposing it.
Removing the need for a hearing and comment to truncate the building permit phase of the arc of the permitting of any project. In my personal experience as a resident of Evergreen Pointe, Evergreen Park community, where I learned that the Evergreen Pointe project was rigged for Southwest Group, that's where I discovered it. Our community discovered that project was rigged during the building permit phase of it, because previously, the site plan phase of it, no one caught on. The city stripped all mention of the Shoreline Management Act from that part of it. They violated the idea of segmentation. Segmentation is prohibited by only 50 years of jurisprudence, Merkel versus Port of Brownsville. We asked them what changed between how you treated Goldberg and how you're treating Larson. And they didn't tell us. They basically just continue to deceive us. To this day, they are doing it. So this idea of making the building permit basically a phase where people across the street residents of projects, we are silenced. We were silenced. They actually did get away with it. We didn't make the deadline. I went to the DCD office to ask for guidance and papers, and I was misled. To this day, after a year of Public Record Act requests, I still do not have a full application that was submitted by Soundwest Group. I have a first page and a last page. The last page has a signature. It's like a sandwich with nothing in between. A year. So the city is willing to risk Public Record Act penalties, now accruing at over $30,000. They're willing to risk that. They're willing to be found guilty of felony misappropriation because all the benefits go to Soundwest Group, not the public good, not the general welfare. So this idea of the building permit being like a nothing burger, let's just let it go on, huge mistake. That is an opportunity for the people in the know, the people who live right at the site.
30 seconds.
To give the city information. Big mistake.